Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, Demons and Cantrips, a user POV. No ma'am, your password is. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Demons and Cantrips, a user POV. In this tale I'm the end user. I have no qualifications in anything relating to IT, and must seek the guidance of an IT sage. We have one IT sage on site who supports about 100 users, and has to jump to do the bidding of the owner or whichever person in manglement demands his attention. I've had an ongoing printer issue for the last month or so. I suspect that when it was last moved no one paid the blood sacrifice or undertook the appropriate rituals, so now it has decided to cause hell. Essentially, it stops responding to my requests, and I used my limited knowledge and power to remap the path to the printer until the power of group settings banished my efforts, and I had to begin again. I did this over and over for about a week before contacting the IT sage, because I'm an end user, and I fear the righteous wrath of an IT sage. In reality, I didn't want to bug an overworked IT employee. After that week I summoned up enough courage, detailed a missive to the IT sage covering the problem, my suspicions about the lack of a blood sacrifice, and my extensive use of remap. Then 3 weeks or so proceed to go by. I see the IT sage out in the wild and approach him. I see instant recognition, and perhaps a touch of haunted dread, in his eyes as he knows I'm going to mention the printer. After discussing it, he tells me to remind him next week and he'll get it sorted. Or as I was about to discover, he would attempt to empower me with the knowledge required to fight the demonic influence head-on. He sent me a missive with a portal to realms I hitherto this point had never attempted to access. It was a link of sorts that would connect me to the elder gods that had created this fiendish machine. He also provided an image, highlighting the cantrip, entitled Universal 2, that I would need to find in this realm and recite in order to potentially banish, or more likely temporarily subdue the demon inhabiting the printer. I set out on my quest, and due to the expert navigating provided by my IT sage, I was quickly able to locate the cantrip he had highlighted. I returned from the realm, cantrip in hand, ready to enact the spell. But wait! The spell had no starting point. All the words were there, but the elder gods had played a trick on me, and there was no way to execute the cantrip. I slumped over, but then suddenly sat up as I remembered a path I had long ago ventured down in my youth. The device manager. Surely it would be able to help me with this cantrip and execute it where I had failed. So off I went, pointed out the problem printer to the device manager, showed it the cantrip I had stored on my desktop and begged for its aid against the printer demon. The device manager, long tired of fiendish printers, was more than happy to help, and away it went. Until it too failed. For you see, the elder gods had one more trick up their sleeve: the cantrip was unsigned. The device manager was powerless to continue reciting the cantrip, and all was thought to be lost. I slumped in my chair. I thought long and hard. Surely the IT sage hadn't led me astray. He had often fought printer demons, and was a seasoned warrior on this battlefield I had only just ventured onto. So I gathered my courage and decided to again venture into the realm of the elder gods. Maybe they had hidden the correct cantrip or disguised it to trick me into recovering the wrong spell. For if printer demons are so common, must it not be the elder gods themselves who imbue the printer with demonic energy when it is created? Again I followed the link that the IT sage had provided to give me access to the hellish realm of the printer elder gods. This time I stopped and took stock. Yes, over there was the Universal 2 cantrip I had found before. But this time I avoided it, knowing it to be a trap for the inexperienced. I delved deeper, seeing monstrosities that I shall not mention for fear of bringing them upon myself. At last though, I found what had been hidden, a new cantrip, Universal V4. I exclaimed in joy, for this must be the answer to my problem. I hastily claimed the cantrip and fled the realm of the elder gods, back to the safety of my desk. This time when I opened the cantrip, the point from which to execute the spell was immediately apparent. Thus I begun the incantation, targeted the correct printer, and let loose the spell. Suddenly, with a blinding flash of light, the printer demon was subdued. The cantrip ended with a request to print test page. With bated breath I confirmed this action and waited. Then the printer sprung into life with a squeaky cry of joy and happily churned out a single, solitary test page. I gleefully told the IT sage of my adventure into the Elder God realms and the battles I fought. He responded promptly, thanking me for regaling him with the tale and praising me for my ability to tackle the demon head-on. Thus the printer demon has been defeated. How long this newfound peace will last I do not know. However, I shall stand vigil and attempt to protect this printer from future demonic incursions, until the next time I am called to action. No ma'am, your password is. I used to work at a very standard national contact center. Most of the work we performed was also standard practice customer support. One day the phone rings and on the other end picks up a company employee across country. She's nice enough, but you can hear in her voice that she is losing her patience. She explains that is the third to fourth time that she has had to contact us regarding this issue. For some unknown reason the lady just cannot log into her back office computer. Simple enough fix. I pull up her password on my end and ask her to verify what username and password she is using. She butchers it. But close enough. I can tell she's likely just entering the right password incorrectly. Alright ma'am, so I'm going to read off your password to you, okay? I proceed to quickly ramble off the password followed by the obligatory, and remember this password is case sensitive, so those letters must be capitalized. Oh okay. She sounds like she gets it. I hear her typing in the password followed by a very annoyed it still didn't work. I ask her to try one more time for me, and by this time I'm dialed in remotely. I begin to notice the little black dots appearing where the password should be is clearly longer than the password we just discussed. Hold on ma'am. I explain the situation. She rebuttals while I'm typing exactly what you told me. As a last-ditch effort I pull up the actual password on her display. I quickly move the cursor back and forth over the password, highlighting it. Okay ma'am, this is your password. Can you see it? She explains she understands with a drawn-out "oh" once again. Right before she starts typing I reassure her, and remember it's case sensitive, so the capital letters have to be capitalized. She begins to type and I immediately notice it's way too long again. At this point I'm frustrated. Ma'am, I just showed you your password on the screen and you're clearly typing something else. Can I ask what you're typing? In an angry voice she yells at me, well, you told me my password was case sensitive.